I'm at the hospital with my mother, and I'm doing this video from here. Well, I just watched a video on T-West. He's talking about these anti-religion, we call atheist people. They are coming after Kanye West, saying that it's unconstitutional for for religion to go into the prisons. So they're the ones that took religion out of schools, but you allow LGBTQ to come into the schools and teach children how to be LGBT, how to be anything but what they were born, male and female, behave as male and female. But, and one thing he said that these groups of people are all white men. They're all white. And Ronald Reagan's son is one. And he also says that they are Sianagi, whatever he call that word he says, which are, and he described they being the descendants of, I'm laying down so my voice might sound kind of groggy, crazy, whatever, but they are descendants of, I don't remember this man's name, he said, but they are not descendants of Abraham, which are the Jews. So he called them the fake Jews, the proselyte Jews, those that cross over, converted to Judaism. So those are the Jews that running everything. So now they got a problem with Kanye West going into the prisons and talking to the prisoners, uplifting them. So now they say that they don't want that to happen. So I guess they want prisoners to stay dissolute and upset, thinking about killing, murdering, stealing, whatever. But they don't want Kanye West going into the county jails and uplifting these people. As for Kanye West, Jesus is King, I bought the whole album. So I think he has a good message. Like T-West said, it's about the message. Because see, I'm not a religious person either. But he said it's about the message, not the religion. So my thing is, these people won't, he's in here helping these black people, black Americans. That is 1/3, 1/4 of these prisons. And they don't want him going in and uplifting the people. Because like one of the, like he said, one of the guards in the prison, in the jail say, he said if Kanye West come in and these people hear the message and are uplifted with their hands up and crying like they was, he said there won't be no need for jails, which is a good thing. So they'll tell you right then and there what the motive is. And then it's another thought that came while I was thinking about that. The fact that there will be no need for jails. Because he also mentioned the fact that the Nation of Islam, they've been going into the prisons for years and helping these people. And I know different religions go in and help people. I know the Jehovah's Witnesses, they go in to these prisons, speak to these people. They help them change their lives. But Kanye West, on a more massive scale, he goes into these places. He reaches more people. So now, yeah, this is what he mentioned the fact about, these people are concerned about religion going in, Kanye West specifically going into the prisons and helping these black men and women there. He said, ask them if they for reparations for black people. So if you don't care about reparations for black people, why you care about religion? And since when religion in jails and prisons became unconstitutional, it's been going on forever. But this article also, I was scrolling through YouTube streets and I came across this article. And according to the article, I I pulled it up, and this is also about African Americans. And according to the Atlanta News, it says feds seek 100% count of African Americans for 2020 census. What do you want to count us for? Why don't you go count these undocumented and illegal immigrants? Because that's who they are trying to replace African American with. Now they want 100% count. And this came out Monday, November 25th. So, in the article it says, editor's note. This article has been updated to clarify that Black Men Count is a fair count initiative that former U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder and former Democratic gubernatorial nominee Stacey Abrams announced in May. Now we know Stacey Abrams, she has tried to take over this Adolf's African American agenda and try to spin the narrative according to the status quo. And we see it for what it is. The U.S. Census Bureau will rely on a multi-million-dollar advertising campaign, a hiring spree, and partnership to tackle a stubborn problem ahead of 2020 census. And what is the problem? Getting a complete count of African Americans. You want a complete count of African Americans. Why? So you can replace them with illegal immigrants, undocumented immigrants, and basically all non-white, all non-black groups of people. Article goes on to say there's a lot at stake with the once a decade count for Georgia, where nearly a third of the population is black. Oh, so you're trying to get a count to get a count of all of these people, just like they did a count of all of those undocumented, and Obama created the DACA out of the undocumented, got them to come out of hiding. So now they're trying to do that with with the black population. Try to get a total count of them. The census helps determine how many congressional seats a state gets. Determine how many congressional seats. Okay, I already see the motive in this. Yes, and where more than $675 billion in federal funding is distributed. So we're going to make sure that once you know who this black population is, you're going to make sure that federal funding go anywhere but. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Because a lot of the funding that's already here for the black population, they don't get it. I'm telling you what I know. They don't get it. It goes to illegal immigrants and undocumented. That's how they get to college. With these funds for black people, how you think they get to college? How you think an undocumented immigrant, children of illegal immigrants, get a college degree? How do you get a college degree? Funds allotted for black population. So, and now you want to get a complete count? I don't think they're gonna be cooperating with that, because it's not in black people benefit to be counted and then those billions of dollars get redistributed. The one that's already there get redistributed. They said in federal funding is distributed, impacting the economy, housing, public education, transportation, and healthcare. The black population already don't get these funds that's actually there for them. You go into the health departments, you go into the organizations, the churches set aside for the black population, and who getting it? I know for a fact Mexicans are getting it. Any and every, I know for a fact they're getting it. Because when I was eligible for these funds, who do I see sitting there getting it? And I'm sitting there being ignored. Now we want to count everybody once and only once. And in the right place, said Marilyn Stevens, Assistant Regional Census Manager for the Bureau, Atlanta Regional Office. Our goal is always 100%. For the 2010 census. And for me, I always check other. I don't check my race because, as far as I'm concerned, a black census don't benefit me. You see my face, you know I'm not white. So why would I check a black census? You see my face, you know I'm black. I go in for opportunities, funds that's been set aside specifically for me as a black woman, for me as a descendant, direct descendant of 100% Cherokee. Do I get these funds? Nope. Do I get this opportunity? Nope. For the 2020 census, the Bureau undercounted the U.S. black population by 2.1% across the nation, up from the 1.8% undercount in 2000 census. In contrast, the agenda overcounted the white population by 0.8% in 2010. How you overcount the white population and undercount the black? You ain't undercount. But people just not. This census ain't never been a good thing for black people. Report up to 177,000 Georgians could be missed in 2020 census. What is 2020 census going to do for Georgians? I have 2 daughters that live in Georgia. And I have a pretty good understanding of how Georgia works. And as far as the justice system, it's ridiculous. It's what they do to poor innocent people over there. It's just ridiculous. African Americans are most difficult to count because of apathy, exactly. Privacy concern, definitely. Fear of repercussions, for sure. And distrust of the government, absolutely, according to the Census Bureau. What has the government done for black people? They don't even want to give black people reparations. They gave the children of slave owners of slavery, they get reparations. But the children of slavery that was freed got nothing but Jim Crow regulations, police, jail, opportunities that was redistributed to immigrants, basically. Now, a national media campaign totaling $200 to $250 million will address those concerns. Yeah, right. For example, the Bureau will emphasize the census responses are confidential. And what does confidential mean? Hackers. There's no such thing as confidential. cannot be shared with law enforcement. Y'all right. Really? You find out, you find 100% black, and you're a big sure law enforcement is in those areas, keeping them in check. That's going on down. Bureau employees must protect the information. They must do it, but will they do it? Or face up to 5 years in prison. Y'all right. People do illegal things all the time. They face it, but it'll never happen. You got people murdering people on video, facing up to jail and getting no time because the law, because the justice system is designed to help a certain race of people in, I say, put it this way, it's going to help a certain race of people while at the same time destroying another group of people. Because to help these people, you got to be unlawful to the other person. Because if you got one person who is definitely broken the law against another, the justice system is designed to help that person. Not then, because that's why there are so many innocent people in prison, especially black people in prison, because the law is not there to help them. It never was. Police was never put in place to help black people. It was put in place to basically brutalize black people, which has been happening since slavery. Since what they call what do they call them? I forgot what they call these police. That was started way back at the end of slavery. The Bureau, or during slavery, the Bureau also is seeking to hire 500,000 temporary workers across the nation in 2020. Okay, I guess they're gonna I guess they're gonna consider that to be nurse coming in. Good morning. So I guess they're gonna consider that to be
Hey, sweetheart.
jobs. They're gonna consider that to be jobs for black people.
I'm your nurse. I'm gonna get your meds ready.
Yeah, temporarily.
Okay? Did you enjoy your breakfast?
Going out to count these people who not gonna
I see your
benefit
pretty little wristband, your diamond bracelet down there somewhere.
across the nation in 2020. Now, up to 2,900 of them will be hired in Atlanta area, including office staff and census takers who will visit households that do not respond to the survey. First of all, that survey thing is crazy. All that unnecessary information, you got to fill out a whole entire catalog, a book of information. It's plain crazy. Nobody feel like going through that. But you want to send people out to convince people that they're going to benefit from this. They ain't going to benefit from nothing. People been living long enough to know they're not going to benefit from anything. Also, the agency is teaming up with local census booster groups and African American advocacy organizations, including Black Men Count, a fair count initiative that former U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder and former Democratic gubernatorial nominee Stacey Abrams announced in May. It is about representation. It is about making sure that our communities have access to resources. Yeah, right. Every time these things go down, I don't see no resources coming nowhere. Especially with that 2010. I ain't see no resources come nowhere. People's situation got worse. If you're in the black community, you know that. And Ryan Wilson, co-chairman of Black Men Count and co-founder and CEO of Gathering Spot, a private membership club in Atlanta, if we did it correctly, it gives us the opportunity to truly have a voice in our community. You're right.
This is your
A voice in our community. You're right. But okay. That's the end of this video.
And you're also going to get an
And so
iron
basically,
pill, okay?
this
Those
this
are your three
this census
medicines.
thing here is just to count
Smart.
people so they can replace, get those money set up, and then they go any place but. They want to create count of these people so they can do a DACA type thing,
Let's see what your blood
and
sugar was.
and
108.
basically
Let's see.
um, move on as usual. Make sure that it's 100% count African American for Census 2020. Continue to get nothing, especially
Goodness.
no wealth, especially no
You get anything
reparations,
up?
especially no tangibles. But anyway,
Can't get it
that's
up.
it for this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.